Nicole from Padme's Playhouse Quilting, and today we are going to be making this block. It is called the Mosaic Star, and hopefully I will break it down for you enough where even a beginner can make this beautiful block. The skills that we are going to be using today are stitch and flip, fast flying geese, an accurate 1/4 inch seam, snowballing corners. Let me check my notes here. Square to square. And if you think that you are ready, we are also going to be looking at some chain piecing. So I hope you guys enjoy my tutorial. Let's get started. These are a few of the supplies you're going to need. You are going to need 4 fabrics of different colors. So for fabric A, I'm using the Fuchsia, and you will need 4 3 3/8 inch squares. For fabric B is the pink. You will need 4 3 inch squares. Fabric C is the red. You will need 1 5.5 inch square. And fabric D is the wine purple color, and you will need 1 6 1/4 inch square and 4 3 inch squares. You will also need a rotary cutter, a ruler, some scissors, some pins, a marking pen and pencil, and of course your beloved sewing machine. So let's get started making this block. The first step to making this block is you are going to make your center square. And to do this, you're going to take your 4 pink fabrics and draw a line from corner to corner on each one. And you are simply going to put them in each corner of your red fabric, and then you're going to sew on that line. Now what I like to do is do opposite corners, and then we will cut off the excess and press, and then do the other 2 corners. Your finished piece will look like this. Now the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to create some geese. For this we are using our wine fabric and our fuchsia fabric. This is the fast flying geese method. If you're not familiar with this method, it's going to seem a little strange to you, but I promise, just bear with me and it'll all work out in the end. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to draw a line from corner to corner on each of these pieces. After you have drawn your line, we're going to take 2 and put them in opposite corners. And this is where your pins will come in handy. I just like to put a little pin in them so they definitely aren't moving anywhere. You will end up with something that looks like this. And what we are going to do is we are going to sew a 1/4 inch away from our drawn line on each side. Now we will just cut along that line, giving us 2 pieces. press these back on both of our pieces. You will end up with two pieces that look like this. Sorry, I can't find the lens. Will look like this. Now that you have this piece, all you have to do is take one of your remaining two squares, place it just like so, and now we're going to sew a 1/4 of an inch away from this line on both sides, and do the same thing right there. And then we will have our flying geese. So I'm going to do this. After you've sewn down both sides on each of your blocks, we are now going to cut along this line. This will give you 4 pieces exactly the same, and these will be your flying geese pieces. So as you see, it's a little intimidating at first, but it actually makes multiple flying geese way easier. Now your final step is simply to put the block together. This will be your middle piece. Your geese will be on the sides. This arrow pointing towards your middle block. And your final 4 squares will be your corner setting squares. Now, we are simply going to sew this together like a 9 patch. So we are going to sew this one to here, this one to here, and this one to here. And then we will sew this one, and this one. Simple enough, right? So let's go do that. Once again, I will be chain piecing these, but if you do not feel comfortable doing that, then I would recommend simply piecing them one at a time. Now it's always easier for me to lay these back out so I can see how I'm going to sew my next piece on. And let me just continue. Now we will go over to the pressing board and I'll show you how we're going to press these. We are going to press these towards the area where there is less bulk. So that would be towards the outside. For our middle piece, there really isn't anywhere that has less bulk, so I decided to press these towards the inside. And I will show you why in just a minute. Now that they're all nice and pressed, we are simply going to sew our rows together to create our block. We do that by flipping our top one down. And I press these, the middle ones, towards the inside, because if you see, your seams will nest right together. Just makes it a little easier. Now let's go press this open and see how we did. I'm just going to press our seams. I prefer to press from the back first, and then I will flip it over and try and make it as flat as possible. It just gives me a little bit more control over what I'm doing and where my seams are going. There are quite a bit of seams on the back, so you are going to have to press it for a second to try and get it as flat as possible. A lot of people like to press their seams open, which reduces a lot of bulk. I have decided not to do that because it helps my seams nest together a little bit easier, so I could get them nice and lined up. And that is our finished block. So that's it. It was super simple, wasn't it? And it looks so beautiful when it's done and so intricate. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you liked my tutorial. If you did, give me a thumbs up. And hopefully I'll see you guys again soon. I have so many tutorials planned, so check back often. Hit that subscribe button down below. Send me some love. And I always love to see everybody else's projects, so you can go to my Facebook and post to my page, ask me questions, whatever you guys need, I'm here. Thank you guys. Bye.